Game Fuel. Level up the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, second game of the day, Heretics versus Team Envious. For Heretics, they came to this week flawless, top of the division, and had everyone talking. They take a win this week and a loss this week. This, the deciding game, and it was tough for me, Chance. I came out and I said, you know, I feel like 1 and 2 is a respectable week for Heretics. And everyone said, nah, there's no way. There's no way they go 1 and 2. They're the best team in the division. They were 4-0 at the time. Could happen. Could happen here. Team Envy on the flip side, though, they've been good, they've been bad, they've been pretty inconsistent.
The only thing I heard was I made a prediction that I want to be right. So I'm not saying you sound biased, but like, oh dear. But you're exactly right. I think Heretics.
Hey, I'm all Heretics.
They've already put themselves in a great spot. But if they win it here, secure that top spot in the division, first place, and even if they lose, I think depending on like tie breaks and stuff, maybe they still get it. I think it depends on who ends up at like 5 wins. But if they win, they get it. Congratulations. And I think for Envy, I think they're secured one of the bottom 4 spots, like either 5th or 6th, depending on whether they win or lose. Again, tie breaks might end up getting weird, but they are fighting for seeding. They are fighting for confidence, because if you are Heretics, if you do go 1 and 2, any confidence you had, there's at least going to be that seed of doubt in the back of your mind.
Sure, yeah, of course.
And on the side of Envy, they're not seeds of doubt. They're giant budding plants that are just like seeping through everything of doubt in your mind before the event. So a win here for Envy would be massive.
It would be huge. It would be huge.
Huge.
But there's something about the Heretics squad. Obviously, that you look at the 100 Thieves game, and you see 100 Thieves come out and just, I don't want to say make it look easy, because it wasn't easy by any means. It was one of the closest 3-0s that we've seen. But 100 Thieves, a team who's been struggling, a team who's had their inconsistencies, comes out and beats them. For Heretics, it's now about, for me, just getting your head back in the game. Because you win here, top of the division, you're feeling great. Think about seeding for Fort Worth. That was a conversation we had yesterday when we actually casted the 100 Thieves game. Said, where is that realistic ceiling? And we kind of, I think, both could agree, what? Average is top 6?
Roughly,
right?
Yeah.
Could they come out and win it? Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But for them, it's about getting that confidence back, making sure that they know going into Fort Worth, they are the best team in this division by far, and they can go there with all the confidence in the world.
And I will say, I have seen some like hypothetical, like based on roughly where the seeding is going to end up, of what pools are going to be. There are some easy pools out there.
Oh, really?
Like from my perspective, there are some which, granted, I think you know, Nameless was saying on the desk earlier that like sometimes you want the harder pool to get prepared. So I don't know how individuals or teams feel about it, but there are definitely some pools that seemed like easy because of certain teams underperforming, certain teams overperforming. So I mean, who knows how it's actually going to work out? But the seeding absolutely does matter. So definitely a lot to fight for here for both teams.
Just in terms of Team Envious, one player who is in absolutely phenomenal form right now.
Patrick Price.
I was going to say Silly.
Silly too. Oh man, Silly's been amazing.
Silly has been absolutely out of this world this past week. I've been giving him all the gas he so deserves, because if you're dropping a gunship, Amelia, you lost the series, but we won't talk about that. If you're dropping a gunship individually, you're playing well. We saw yesterday making the plays his team needs. I kind of want to go out on a limb and say this is probably the best I've seen him play consistently in a 2-week period.
Okay, that's, yeah, maybe. I have no idea. That's a lot tougher of a question. I thought you were going to say him at his peak. I still think that he was an amazing contender for Kochamp's MVP last year. Assault also played out of his mind, but those two had such a phenomenal event. Obviously, win the whole thing, which is nice, but they played just completely outstanding. And I don't even, like, Silly hasn't really slowed down. Like, he's
better this year. That's the thing. I think he's better this year than last year.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced of that at all for the specific reason. I think once his teammates start to pick it up, that he kind of melds back into the mix. Like, I think he's having some amazing performances because he needs to. But as soon as his team doesn't need him to do that anymore, they're going to be getting wins. Much more consistently is great, but his stats aren't going to be quite as good, which any player would make that trade.
But you know he can do it.
Yes. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's going to be worse as a player. I'm just saying his stats are going to be a little bit less now, because it's just his team is putting that much more pressure on him to overperform.
That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, game number 1 underway. And it's the Spaniards in the first hill. 30 seconds left. And you can already see a couple players working towards some streaks. Journey, one of them at 195 away. He's waiting for a push to come through. Stun goes out. Unfortunately for him, doesn't connect with Eggs. He fell just moments before the stun popped. But a great start for Heretics. Envy, no points on the board. And rotation, good here as well for Heretics.
Journey's getting streaks. This is going to be a massive lead. This is as good as it gets for Heretics. I need to talk to Bevels and ask why Envy is running the fire break, because again, Silly has it, and I think I've seen maybe 2 kills total and never anything outstanding. And talk about a man needing to get some streaks. Frankly, at this rate, he might just end up doubling up. He does get taken down, but honestly, look for him to go on another spree later on, because we talked about how great Silly's been. Journey, by the way, he's made a very good case for one of the best players in the game.
Yes. Yes, he has. 7-1 the start. 2 streaks already. Finally, Team Envious will get a little bit of hill time. And that was relatively short-lived. As Method 6 slides in, he gets a double. Metal slides in, he gets a double. So Heretics instantly break, and, well, if there's ever any doubters coming out and putting up a massive performance in Game 1, would definitely be a way of silencing them.
This is brutal as well, because not only does Journey obviously have those streaks, but Metals might be working on some on his own. Hugh gets taken down, and actually Hugh does take down Metals before that happening, so just going to be the Lightning Strike and Hellstorm, which the Lightning Strike finds nothing but information. Information on Assault, who Lucky takes care of. Another standout player for the team. Frankly, all of them at times have been outstanding in gun or fist fights, I should say, like that. Journey comes out on top, and that's a tough one to swallow, but Envy trying to break through. The opening's over on the U side of the map. They're able to get 1 body in the hill. It's going to be Hook, who's able to pick up 2. Looking for more as well. Finds the 3rd. Baits out his teammate for it. And he's just got to let it ride. Wins another gunfight on Journey. You talk about the Hook show. He's turning up right now, Ben.
Yeah, he needs to, though, because that's really been the crutch for Team Envious. Despite a couple of big inconsistent games, you've had a couple of big ones from Silly, but realistically, it's what Hook does on the map. Now, for those of you that really want to understand the effect he has for his team, and something that may have taken me a while to understand as well, keep your eye on number 4. Just throughout this map, look at how much he actually does. The way he's consistently baiting for his team. He's putting shots in almost every gunfight. He's getting kills himself. He's rotating early. He's locking down spawns. He's getting hill time. The man has literally been doing it all this past week, gents.
Yeah, from what we've seen so far, if you ignored like the gameplay and staring at the minimap watch 4, you're going to see 2 things. One, any yellow arrows in front of him will disappear. Any blue arrows near him will also disappear, because it has been a problem. Like, he goes on the past hill, he gets like 4, and then his team, they just all die around him. And it's not even like he was baiting them out. He got like 3 entry kills, then they show up and die, and then he's just left alone. And, well, Heretics, you want to talk about a team that is performing well. Method 6, the only one negative, because what kills is he supposed to get when Journey triple positive? Everyone positive. Lucky with the Tempest will maybe get taken down, but Aches, excuse me, cannot finish the kill.
Streaks.
And he's just going to get dropped and 40 points away from the next set of streaks for them to get. There's the Lightning. Huke is just trying to stand up and crawl for the, not give away the Hellstorm.
The Lightning earned, like you said. Him and Hook playing Ring Around the Rosie. There is the Hellstorm earned. Heretics, wow. They are playing just at such a pace. Envious cannot hold on. War Machine out, Metals in the hill. Finally he falls. 155 to 34. The score after that first rotation. Hook flies in towards P1. Grabs some available spots. 3 players from Heretics. Is he going to want to invest it here? Bang! There's a triple for Hook. Pulls the trigger at the perfect time. Now he himself working towards some streaks, but he's going to need to secure them if Envy has any chance of coming back into this game.
And right now, with the amount of control, 20 seconds left, he just needs to tag players up and let his teammates get the kills for him. So shoulder peek on shoulder peeks, or just again, watch all those blue arrows around him disappear slowly, as all the kills right now going the way of Heretics. When all's said and done, he's going to be about 300 points away. He just needs a little bit of help.
That's good damage limitation as well from Heretics, recognizing, hold on a minute, Hook may be close to streaks. We don't need to just blindly push. Let's play for the rotation and force Hook to come to us. 310 points is what he needs as he slides in towards the hill. Not going to get the capture points or the kill, but instead just tagging everyone up. Journey wins the fight. A triple for Journey. A quad for Journey. Almost a penta, taking matters into his own hands. Apathy, though, still on the flank, but you have streaks. Heretics, wow. What a performance so far, this man.
It was even a perfect Hellstorm. Didn't team kill, picked up 2. I have to imagine he didn't even like blow it up. Maybe not until the very end to make sure No errant missiles, does damage to his own team. Journey, by the way, 24-10. Has not slowed down since the game started, and it helps when you're popping quads to help win the rotation battles. More than 100-point lead now for Heretics, and I don't even know how much this is Envy not looking great in Hardpoint versus Heretics just at their absolute best.
We'll see. For now, I think you can say Heretics are their absolute best. They are individually such high quality. You see triple kills, quadra kills coming out of some of their players. Every time they're asked upon double kills consistently to pop hills, to open hills, to close hill. Everything going right for the Spanish here in map number 1. For the boys in blue, you very may be welcomed into a 100-point club. If you're not careful, Assault, he's had to pop a Tempest. Aches has popped a War Machine, but all this just to secure a scrap 24 seconds, and at that point, he's still close to losing the game anyway.
I mean, they didn't want to get 100-point club. Invest a ton on this hill just to make sure you get above that triple-digit margin. You're feeling pretty good. Assault able to pick up quite a few kills, and, well, he's going to feed the last one to Apathy, so pretty solid Tempest use, and, of course, the War Machine to help out on one hill. Now, of course, though, a lot of control the way of Heretics. Aches that final shot, does some damage, doesn't get the kill. He's doing what he can inside. He's trying to help his teammates, let him get farther up, but they're not winning the gunfights. Can't take anybody down. The teamwork right now from Heretics is just perfect. Assault gets one, but who's getting all the trades? Heretics. Who's getting none of them? Pretty much Team Envy, who also did not get 100 points.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. They stopped at 99, left the hill a fraction early as they wanted to try and rotate, but now surely that will be 100 points. And
they did it.
Well, congrats to Team Envious. You didn't get a 100-point club, but this one is done and dusted. Unless you make a crazy. I mean, at this point, we're talking one of the biggest comebacks in COD history. And to be frank, with the way Heretics are playing, I wouldn't hold your breath. It's not gonna happen. It just is a matter of when will Heretics win this match.
Say that now, but have you seen the Purifier and the destruction that it brings? You're down by 100.
I have.
This is the game changer right here. Silly's gonna kill them all.
Yeah,
doesn't get the assist for the first, and now gets to hang out and wait for Heretics to get near. About 50% of the way gone on the Purifier, and well, really Heretics, if they want, they can just be like, hey, don't get near them. Give it about an extra 15 seconds, and then we're fine.
Or you just slide in and shot punch it.
Yes, that is also an option.
Yes, especially if you have flak on. Well, there is the effect of the Purifier. As you can see, lethal on P1.
They got the time. They saw the fire, and Heretics is like, we know we can't contest. You're going to have to give it up, of course, with the lead Heretics has. They could already afford to rotate to the third hill.
Yeah, the chance the game's about to end.
Of course, you can also just win on the first. You don't even have to rotate to the second. And hey, Heretics, with the fierceness, get that game #1 win. And I would say off the back of Journey having a phenomenal game, which he absolutely did, but it was all, I think he might have even gotten past in the kill column later on because a bunch of players like Metals were doing their best to keep up.
Yes, they were. There was many plays which came to mind as potentially being the best play of the game. This is just one of many. Metals picking up 4 of his own. Quick succession. Congratulations to Heretics. You're 1-0 up in the series now, and that wasn't even close. I'm not even going to try and pretend like it was because it really wasn't. Now, though, looking forward towards Search and Destroy chance, is this where maybe Envy have that chance of tying things up, or where the series spirals out of control?
I'm going to go with option B. I mean, we're going to Hacienda Search and Destroy, which Heretics, not only their home country for the map, they're also good at the map anyway, especially for Search and Destroy. By no means does that give them a massive advantage, because I have to imagine Bevels is well aware of that, is cooking up some strats specifically to deal with it, but I don't know how far that gets you. And of course, in a series where Heretics, they don't look like they've slowed down. They don't look that loss yesterday hurt them too much or did any significant damage, because that was too good of a performance for me to think that they're not going to be strong for map 2 as well.
Fair enough. We were talking a little bit about Aches earlier on, and in terms of him sniping. Feels like every time before Envy play, I run into Aches, and I kind of have a conversation with him. I'm like, oh, you know, how's things going? You feeling confident, etc., etc. But we'll talk about that in a little bit, because I believe Jess caught up with some of the Heretics players. Jess, what did Heretics have to say?
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, I caught up first with Lucky from Heretics, and I asked him, oh, how are you guys feeling after that, you know, unfortunate loss to 100 Thieves yesterday, and I believe his exact words were, ugh. He did then go on to say, well, you know, we played well, even though we lost. Each map individually was close, so we're not feeling, you know, too bad about it. It's just a matter of, like, they got momentum and we weren't really able to come back from that. So looking ahead to this match versus Envy, we're just going to take it one map at a time, and also we're looking for that revenge from the Pro League qualifiers, because I guess Envy had reverse swept Heretics during that time. Now from Envy, I also caught up with Aches and, you know, asked him, hey, like, you guys must be feeling really good coming off of that win versus EU, like, what's been going on? What went right there? And he said, well, it's just a matter of everyone doing what they needed to, everyone performing at the same time. Some of our issues in the past we've had would be certain players maybe underperforming, and then the rest of us just not being able to pick up that slack. So everything came together the way it should have. And in this series, he said the key he thought was going to be to get momentum, take map 1, and then let that confidence and energy kind of carry them through the rest of the series. Unfortunately, that ship has sailed, but let's see how the rest of the series shakes out. Ben and Chance, back over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Jess. And in terms of the point we're going to make about Aches, we talked about it last week when he was a big hot topic on the desk about his sniping capabilities. Should he be the sniper for Team Envious? Is he good enough to consistently be the sniper rifle player at a high level? Well, one thing we have learned over the past couple of weeks, Chance, is he's very consistent.
Yes, absolutely.
At getting hit markers.
Yes.
Yes, a lot of hit markers. I'm sure if you were to tally them up, you probably have the most hit markers in the league. And my conversation with him today went, you going to snipe? Looked at me, of course. I went, you going to aim a little higher? He went, I'm going to try to.
I'll give my best shot. We'll see. And Hacienda is, I don't know, probably one of the trickier maps to snipe on, or at least make as high of an impact. Like, payload, obviously, probably one of the best forward arsenals, not too shabby either, but we'll see if he can put something up, do something disgusting with it, or just get about 1,000 damage with 2 kills.
Here's the problem. Heretics.
Also pretty good with snipe.
Oh, can they snipe? Take your pick which one you want to snipe. They can all do it. They're all great with it, too.
The coach.
He can snipe, too.
Probably, honestly.
Slot him in, and there you go. T1 sniper. Game 1 finished 250-143, but don't be fooled. Wasn't close at all. That scoreline flatters Envy way more than it probably should. But now we head over to a Hacienda search and destroy. The Heretics looking to go 2-0 up, close out Division B in style, lock in a #1 seed. That could make the pools interesting. We'll see. Obviously, you said you were hypothesizing and looking at others hypothesize the pools. We'll have to wait and see for the end of the day for the results to come through before we know exactly what the pools are. But hopefully we get some good ones. Round #1 underway.
See what the plan is right now on the attack. Everyone's going to A. Huke is going to meet him. He's able to spot one, so now it's about just juking as much as you can. He's got the help from Assault. He does get traded, but so does essentially half the lobby. That's just a straight-up one-on-one, no trades necessary. Actually, they did kill trade, so they traded themselves. They literally traded everything.
Yep, 2v2. And for Heretics, who are on the attacking side here in the first round, they're trying to bait out a rotation towards B. Well, both teams have stayed over towards A. Envy's now pushing through. They don't know they're getting flanked, but they are. Assault will get that information now. He's read it very, very well. And should really have the freest of kills. There it is. Nice read from Assault. Instantly a trade from Sukri. When your gun skill's just that good, what are you supposed to do? Nasty shots. Nasty, nasty shots from Sukri. 25 seconds for him to get the bomb down.
What are you supposed to do with shots like that? Clutch. He's got the 1v1 against Aches. Had a little bit of time to work with. It might actually get perfect timing. He has the SOG as well. He slides into it. Aches with the pre-fire, though. Takes him down, and Patty P can do it with the sniper. Can also do it with the Maddox.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can indeed. No nonsense. Clutch. There, he can do it with the sub as well. But here's a play of the game. It was Metals who was just controlling the corridor, and this, I believe, was a kill trade with Apathy. Flat out trade. But Aches wins this 1v1s to give Envy the advantage in round #1. Now, for Envy, they go onto the attack. And we see maybe a B push. I'll keep it simple over towards A. Well, for now, looks more like an A push. Sniper rifle out for Lucky. He's going to control top corridor. Fraction too quick. And Assault will lift the fight another day.
Apathy, however, we'll wait to see round 3. That's sick. Has the SOG up close. Hook, though, wins the gunfight oh so quickly. The bomb, by the way, still leaning over towards that A site. Of course, the rotation is in. Metals on an island. He gets sniffed out by Hook, who's got the laser vision. And, well, if anyone's going to turn the round on its head, it might as well be Huku. finds the 2 kills, the clearance over towards A. That got their whole team together. No one getting picked off here. As Assault, make sure to not get picked off.
Lucky trying to find the pick. Aches will peek a little too wide, but will not fall. 2v4. Advantage MV 1v4. Lucky 6 health, escapes. And now, can he find his way off the map? Yes, he can. And he will fall.
It's a good round by Hook, honestly. And for the most part, picked up 3 kills. I think it was, what, the 1v1 gunfight he had at Steps. He had help for the second gunfight under stairs, but if he falls there, the round is tricky because the life advantage is going to be evened out. So just consistently winning those gunfights and making the nice, quick reaction type plays.
It just makes me laugh how much he had an effect on that round, right? You see him straight away there at Rock, wins this fight down low, goes straight over towards the site, back with his team who just kind of lingered around the site all around. He's like, all right, guys, let's go. I got you an advantage. Time to plant the bomb.
And I think that wasn't necessarily laser vision. I think someone told him he was there. Based on the position of the ICR, I think someone else from Envy sniffed the player out. So again, good job all the way around. 2 rounds up. Last time Heretics stacked over towards A. Now they got a lot of players. Well, 3 make it mid-map. Naphthy's going to try to get away with his life. The information from the sniper is there, but the aggression actually comes in from Hook, who again, the 1v1 gunfights he has been on point with, not slowed down at all, and on a 4 spree as well. Now, if you're Envy, you're thinking, hey, maybe we can give up the bomb plant. Potentially try to get some extra points on board. We have that life advantage, but Hook is thinking, I want to kill people. Bait out for me. I'll get the kills on a 5 spree. Looking for more back. Rockin', you already know he's going to be hunting this down as quickly as possible, which flies over top of Lucky. Does he win the gunfights? Yes, he does, time and time again. And now it comes down to Journey for the 1v3.
And you know Hook is going to say, run in front of me, let me try and get the kill. Assault doesn't even need the assistance. Wins his 1v1 flat out. And Envy, what we thought was going to be a close game too. It's looking like game 1. Completely one-sided, this time in the boys in blue's favor.
I mean, again, I was thinking that, hey, this is a great map for Heretics, and then every single 1v1 gunfight to open the round, in the middle of the rounds, whatever part of it is, it's just going the way of Hook, doing everything he can, showing up in search and destroy. And I think he's on, what, a 5 or 6 spree now? I think maybe a 6. Creeping up on some score streaks, you give him a plant, get him a kill. You will have some utility in your back pocket.
Getting close towards his grab slam, 200 away from the lightning. He makes his way over towards the B site. So he needs some teammates with him now. A couple of these first fights can be tough for the sub. App tagged up, that gives Hook now the distraction he so needed. He flies forward. Can he get bombed down? Method is right there. Hook's going to get the call out. Top office as well. Hook scrambles away. Does not want to give away his life. Silly will fall. 3v3. Is this just going to be a quick rotation over towards A? The problem, have to watch out for Heretics on their rotation.
You got Naphthy on an island, gets the beat down. It's going to get shot in the side, and he's not able to slide out of the way. So I think, yeah, I was going to say, might commit.
You can't give him the plant.
And he can win this round, obviously. He's got the streaks to make it happen if you stay alive, but Lucky might just have a good gunfight, but who wins the 1v1s? We already have the answer to that question. Now you could ping the lightning strike, or just straight up call in the Hellstorm, do whatever you want. You should be able to get the information on Sucker. Knows the bomb is cleared. And if you want, it's not a bad thing to use the lightning strike as well. You ping it, force him inside, whether or not he hops it. Which he's just going to call it in. Do everything you can to secure it. I appreciate the play. You go up 4-0. You want to use the streaks to win the round, and that's exactly what he does.
He's genuinely doing it all.
Yes.
The past 3 rounds are all him.
And Lucky's been, well, he might have had a sniper, but that's either an ICR or a pistol, and that's his spot that I was like, Lucky should win this gunfight. Hook's got a SOG, and then he just shreds him. I mean, so if that was a pistol, like, you know, no harm, no foul, but either way, that's a gunfight you want to win and not give away streaks and the round and everything.
4-0 to Team Hook. Heretics.
The boy in blue.
Yeah, right. Heretics just not able to keep up with his pace. 9-1. He obviously used his streaks, but now he has a grab slam.
Almost gets team kill.
Even that on his side. Of course, we often love bringing up the fact he's one of few players who will run a frag grenade and search. See if he puts that to some effect this round. Apathy tagged up. Apathy will fall. Hook also drops this round. But sadly for Heretics, despite the MVP of this game out for the round, they still are down a man. 2 versus 3. Silly, Aches, and Assault still up for Team Envy.
I mean, they took care of Hook, though, so I think it's a clutchable situation. Bunch of players underneath. They are playing together as Envy, and while Aches just wins the first gunfight outright, picked up a SOG off of someone's body, and this is Lucky in a 1v3, which information on player number 1, shots on player number 2. Aches throws away his life, but 23 seconds. What can really happen? The trade is going to secure the round. And well, job number 1 for Heretics was complete. They did kill Hook, so no gunships. But unfortunately, you are down by many, many rounds.
Envy just disrespecting Heretics in their home country of a map. 5-0 now, the advantage. It's crazy just how big of a difference this has been between game 1 and game 2. Complete polar opposites.
Unexpected as well. How many rounds were literally just won because of Hook? Again, I mean, especially the 1v2,
3, 4.
I think might honestly be like a dagger, the nail in the coffin, because finally you get some sort of advantage and things just don't pan out. Now, of course, he's going to be able to control this connector area forever because he just wants to pop the grab slam as soon as players try to slide in. So once that information comes in, they'll be good to go. Wants to use the frag to find someone back fences. Connects with Lucky, but his teammates are dying. Gets method's sake weak. The trade is there. Now has the grab slam. Just pop that. Free kill. 2v2, though, because his teammates are dying, and Journey finds 3 to win the round. Heretics on the board, Ben.
1 down, 5 to go. Hook just kind of made that entire round look so simple, but everyone else around him just died. Journey, the triple. There's 1. He knows Hook's there, but slides forward, recognizes that other gunfight must be won first, hops over the fence. He just keeps on going.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful, beautiful round from Journey and Heretics, but that's what it takes. That's what it takes right now to beat Team Envious.
But if that's what it takes, if there's any man that's going to provide, again, Journey had a fantastic game number 1, picking up quads there, picking up quads here. Of course, maybe creeping out some streaks of his own. Well, halfway there, so not in a great spot, but maybe eventually if you want to make the 5-0 full sail comeback, it's going to take something like getting streaks to make it happen. And the bomb plant should be free, and of course, in connector, you know that grab slam is down, so a little less fearful.
But here's the problem. Look at how far away Heretics are from pretty much every one of their specialists outside of what, Lucky? I mean, Sukri as well, but that's Tac 5. It's been a very slow game for Heretics. This is 3v4. Saving Grace bomb is down. Problem, Hook is flanking. Sukri will be the first to the fight. Hook will say, see you later. Lucky has Tempest. Hook says, see you later. And I've never seen one individual player win that many rounds of search by himself.
I have in ranks, like watching other people play, but not here and not like that. Like, again, it was, I think Lucky popped the Tempest and he kills 2, and Hugh wins the 1v1 is 1 shot just to slide out and kill Lucky as well. Like, it's just, that was a masterclass, as good as it gets. The MVP of the game without any bit of doubt.
Yeah, putting on a show. Hook says, adios, Heretics for game 2. Tie things up 1 map apiece. And boy, oh boys, it's been a weird series. Game 1, Heretics blow Envy out the water. Not close in the slightest. Game 2, Envy say anything you can do, we can do better. Blow them out the water. Not even close. Who knows how the rest of this series is going to go, because we definitely don't. But we'll be back after this with Game 3.
The Call of Duty World League is presented by PlayStation 4, the official platform of the CWL. Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the CWL. And Republic of Gamers, the official monitor of the CWL.
as it stands, an unusual series starting to develop. 1-1 here between Heretics and Team Envious.
Is this a new song?
Might be. I like it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is like positive vibes. Like,
okay.
I think it's different. It sounds different to me.
Shout out to our audio guys.
Yeah, sorry. What were you saying, though?
I was saying, we're cheery so far.
Good music, though.
Damn it. Concentrate. It's 1-1. We're going to Control. Up next, Game 3. Who takes the reins in the series, Chance? Any predictions here?
I mean, my prediction for map 2 was as wrong as you could. Like, that's the problem with certain teams is when you try to predict them, it's like sometimes you just have a player that can take over a map. I'm definitely listening.
Yeah, he's bobbing his head. He's like, yep, okay.
It's, you make a prediction against, like, Hook, let's say, and then Huke just goes and drops 13 kills and takes over. So there's some things that are just difficult to predict. I will say, though, if there was any map at the start of the series that I would have had the most faith for Envy, it would have been the Control on Gridlock.
Okay.
The song is so good, though.
It is. But the players, they're getting ready for that Game 3. Here's a look at Huke, the Nuke. A 1.2 in Hardpoint, a 1.19 in Search, a 1.18 in Control.
If there was a fourth game mode, he'd have a 1.17.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would. Be perfect for this young man. He has been phenomenal. The problem is he's needed a little bit of help at times, and the help was definitely not there in Game 1.
Wasn't there in Game number 2.
Didn't need to be there in Game number 2. He basically said, all right, boys, watch this. Hold my controller. He went out and did it all himself.
No. He needs to hold their controllers.
Imagine that.
There's no
just imagine that. He sat next to Pat. Pat dies. He's like, Pat, give me your controller. Just give me. I'll play.
Did Aches really clutch that 1v1 that he had?
Or was it Hook? Yeah, that's the bigger question. See, now we're asking the big questions. Now we're asking the big questions. But he has truly been a phenomenal player the past couple of weeks. And as we said at the beginning, at times, Silly stepped up to a different level. But now you're going up against the #1 team in this division. You're going up against Heretics, who have been wonderful. If you can go 2-1 up and bare minimum force a Game 5 where your Search clearly looks just superior in every way, shape, and form, admittedly, you would need another performance like that from Hook 2. Whether it would occur or not, it's 3 gridlocks back-to-back, gents. Back-to-back, I should say. Gridlock Control. I'm gonna need something from you here. I'm gonna need a solid answer.
I think Gridlock's in Japan.
Are you just saying random countries now when we get a maps?
No, there's Japanese everywhere on the map.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair. But who takes it? Who walks away with the advantage?
The fans. I would say definitely the fans, because we get the pleasure of watching players like Lucky.
You are never this on the fence.
KD.
You are never this on the fence.
Gridlock Control. I'll go with Envy, actually. I will predict Envy to win this one, because, again, I was completely wrong for map number 2, so roll the dice for map number 3. It's just, I've seen, like, the teamwork for Envy has definitely been poor for over the past 2 weeks. Obviously, they looked a little bit better yesterday, but in Control, I've seen more out of them to have more confidence. And I think at this point, I actually do have quite a bit of confidence in them for the series, which, again, it may sound a little bit ridiculous to say because we know what Heretics can bring to the table. But there you go. There's your solid answer. I will go with Envy.
There we go. All right, we'll wait and see if that is going to be the case.
It's probably not, dude. Like, Heretics might just 3-0 now. I feel so wishy-washy about this series.
But that's how the series has been, though.
Yes.
Right, Game 1, not close at all. Game 2, not close at all. So you really don't know what to expect here in Game 3. If Hook gets a little bit of extra help from the supporting cast of Team Envious, then, well, it could be a simple one for them. On the flip side, if Heretics can go for maybe a couple of split pushes, really keep Envy on their toes, it could be a 3-0 in their favor. It could be over very quickly. Am I crazy to not say Gridlock?
That 100% said Gridlock. It still
That's
says
not
Gridlock. Well, see, this map is on, what was it? This one's in China. Payload's in Iceland. Remember we had this conversation yesterday? Paradox literally sent me a list of where all of them are.
See, Paradox is just like a genius.
I mean, I think he just looked it up.
Nah.
I mean, he is a genius, but I think he just looked it up.
Well, either way, I'm glad you have all that information now, because it's crucial for, when we're casting the games. We need to know where the maps are.
I'm not even kidding. Last year for World War II, I looked up a lot of history about, like, all the different maps. So, like,
how many times did you ever use it?
I think either never or once.
I'm glad that was a worthwhile investment of your time.
Yes.
But I appreciate you going the extra mile.
Well, I do what I can, Ben.
Well, first round underway, and already 1 kill in for Heretics. This is Envy looking to try and slow down the Spanish. Oh, A will be locked in, but meanwhile the pressure definitely coming over towards B. 3 players from Team Envy over there. Trophy systems will go down. Already 1 tick looking for the 2nd tick, and if you're not careful here, you will have that split push coming off spawn over towards A, and that's the race. You can see the 2 blue arrows sprinting over towards A. Aix is looking for some spawn kills, but that is the worst timing you'll see all day. Unfortunate for him. 2 ticks into B, of course, and now he can actually hit a flank, which is a little convenient. Only finds 1, not able to find more, but his teammate's still there over towards Showers.
2 ticks already on B, 1 tick already on A, and not a lot of players right now here for Heretics. So these players up front probably need to wait for reinforcements, but reinforcements are now here. They can surge on forward. Aix, though, is able to find 2. Hook wins the 1-on-1, and that means Silly just can fly on in to try to get the trade, and that is the 8 points secured, which because of the opening break that Envy went with, going for the split push and delaying players over towards B, they already have 2 ticks. They got 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and I genuinely, there's almost no way this round comes down to lives. Unless Heretics plays incredibly well, Envy should eventually just be able to get this point.
Incredibly well, you say?
Beyond incredibly well.
Challenge accepted for Heretics. Life count, slowly but surely, has just disappeared. Chance gone, eradicated. Oh, just a 1, and well, you're gonna have to respect the fact that that is Hook. He can do miraculous things. 16-16, minute and a half on the clock for Heretics. They're trying to push through, force the fights in Team Envy's side of the map. Again, trades back and forth, back and forth. Good defensive hold so far, but a lot of time still to go.
And again, 13 lives is plenty. They just need 1 tick, which is just a moment of breaking through. So you can pull out double ICR. Of course, though, even if you do that, you do have to win the gunfights, which you can see the double ICR on the other side. Sukri and Lucky each able to pick up a kill, and now Metals can surge forward. And, well, for the moment, Envy is just getting trapped over towards their base, and Metals is just no fear in his heart.
I love that. I love that. Just fly at him, right? As long as one person does and you have a passive ICR player, it could potentially work. The problem is you can't let your passive ICR player die. You need to buy time for your remaining teammates to get to the hill, because to your point, you can cap 1 tick very, very quickly. Envy putting the pressure on. Heretics down, capture, point in, and that was exactly what you were talking about.
All because of the opening break. I can't remember where the 3rd player was. I think he might have been floating mid, but Envy sent 2 to A aggressively. Get in the point as quick as possible to force Heretics to rotate back. To the credit of Heretics, they didn't fall for it. They still left 2 players over by the B site, and they read it well, but the gunfights just did not go their way. And the advantage that Envy gave themselves makes it super easy to win the rounds. And, well, they did get trapped in their base for a couple moments, but they find the opening, they take advantage, get that first round on board, and they will be very happy with it.
Good round 1 for Team Envy. Now can Heretics respond on their attacking side? The intent off the rip, oh, it's going to be B. 1 player over towards A, everybody else there, and Envy have sent 2 players over towards B, and the call-out comes. We heard it here perfectly, all B, all B, all B. Well, it's not exactly the most precise call-out, because there's still 1 over towards A. Hook's going to have to deal with that. Bear in mind, Hook close to streaks. 1 kill. Or to do it as he decaps A by himself. Did he actually just spot Sukri? Now he did. As Envy defend B. No ticks invested, but Hook's stunned, and surely Hook's dead. No streaks earned. 4 players dead. Good reaction there to a pretty poor start.
Well, now this is interesting because Envy, it looks like they want to go over and contest over by A, or maybe try to trap them in, but that means Methodsick basically just has a 1v1 over inside the B hill, so that means now players for Envy need to rotate back quickly, and Aix is going to fall in the process, but now you even have Lucky here for a little bit of help. 18 control does go the way of Envy, which is massive for them. It is worth noting Lucky was able to get 1 tick on board, but bar an insane play, he should get cleaned up shortly. Hugh takes care of business. Now Heretics down by 2, and they only have 1 tick over towards B. Now this is the exact same situation that I said Envy almost certainly will win the round on offense. This is a vastly different situation. 2 ticks is a much more difficult thing to manage.
Roughly the same amount of time, just shy of 2 minutes. So for Heretics, it's about a flurry of gunfights, put pressure on, see if you can get that 2nd tick and maybe reset. Well, the pressure is coming in now. 2 players in Sushi. Will be trying to get that second tick. Methasic wins his fight, still contested. It comes down to Silly. Tac 5 was, of course, invested. Silly still has that extra health boost as 2 players from Heretics slide on in. Silly takes care of the first, can't take care of the second. Did his job. Now it's on Hook, keeping it contested, of course. As long as the zone contested, time will stop, and Envy will defend the B zone. A clean 3 dead, no one else in sight.
That is a very good hold for them to get as well. 4 life advantage is fairly comfortable as well, and again, just having that 2-tick buffer is very, very nice. So Heretics, their goal is essentially to get the perfect break, get a bunch of kills roughly at the same time when you can flood the point. But the 3 guys on the flank are going to have to get a couple kills. That means the timing on the front side, these guys can move in. And the kills actually, some of them, really starting to go their way.
You have to be quick. Players are going to come off spawn. You're going to get shot in the back if you're flanking. And, well, Journey.
Oh, this is it.
He drops and
no,
the pressure's in. It's capped, gents.
It just happened so fast, man. It happened so fast. Like, they needed a couple kills to go their way. I think Sukri finds the first pick. He takes down 1. And then, like, 4 seconds later, every single player from Envy dies. And, well, I thought the extra tick buffer would be nice, but not if everyone dies at the exact same time. So that is about as good of a retake as you could possibly ask for from Heretics, and they're successful with it to tie things up at 1-1.
2 rounds in, and it's been a fantastic game of Control. Some very high-quality gameplay, that's for sure. All tied up. 1 round apiece. Both attacks held firm. We see a defensive win. This time, Envy, no trickery in their game here. It's 5-man shower push already. First blood, second blood to start the round. You have a grab slam for Methasic. Do you want to invest it? They're probably not here, as he just gets collapsed upon. And Envy should be able to claim their prize, which is at least 2 ticks minimum on towards A, because you have a grab slam here for Hook as well. He hits the flank and uses it. Could pick up 2, 3 kills. Here it is. The flank comes through. Could just grab slam if he wanted to. Methasic grab slam. Hook gets beat down. Only 2 ticks into A. Minute 10 on the clock.
And they are going on the hunt. Envy, they spawn up. They're essentially forced to go towards B. Metals is here. Does have a war machine, but he's also got his entire team flanking. Lucky, though, gets taken down, but the flank is now here. Envy has 1 player up top. I think letting players run by, that was Hook. Lets 2 players pass to get the final guy, and that just means Heretics, they have too much to deal with. They're just caught in between a rock and a hard place, and now Hook is making the moves, has the smart play. But now it comes down to gunfights or gravity slam fights. Takes down Methods. His teammates have rotated towards the other point. They get taken down, but that means the reinforcements for Heretics are not here, and they might just be good to get the B site.
And that's the problem. Heretics almost panicked a little bit. They recognized that a couple players needed to go over towards A, and it came down to you had to clutch up on the fights at A. They weren't able to do so. Envy split push. Envy gets streaks as well. Hook with a lightning and a hellstorm. It happened so quickly. The initial push over towards A doesn't work out. They fly towards B. Everyone off spawn for Heretics flies over towards B. Then the pressure comes through from the Envy players that fell. They get the 1 remaining ticket A, but everyone that fell from Heretics in that sequence pushes A. So what happens is all the fights at B won by Envy, and no one can rotate quick enough.
And the best play shows you the main reason why. It was Hook again. He let a couple players go past him. He wins 2 of those gunfights basically for free. Then he just grab slams the player to make the next one. Then you get clearance. And while that was going on, Envy managing it incredibly well. They're getting both points at the same time, making the plays. That is impressive stuff coming from them.
And that's the second time they've done it in this map, where they've kind of managed that situation pretty much perfectly.
Which is exactly why I predicted them to take this map.
There you go, Chance. You're a genius. You're a genius, that's for sure. Heretics, well, that's it. That's a zone cap, Chance.
His own caps, but the question is, how trapped are they? And can they win these gunfights on the outset? Ace is able to find 1. You got the rest of the players for Envy who are making their move now. Puke slides in, no trades coming. Apathy, though, able to turn for the second. Has a player coming for the third, needs to get the beat down, which, well, he does connect, but part of the equation of the shot punch is the shot. And he did not have ammo, but you do get a bunch of clearance. You give up 1 point to give yourself a 4 life advantage. And you still do have complete control over towards this B side of things. And the lightning strike is going to point out, hey, 3 guys coming on the flanks. They're over past showers. The other 2 guys are up near broken. Makes, well, he spots 2. Has the nade, which honestly might be able to find a kill, but you see the flak jacket coming in. Well, now the bottom side of the map is open.
Yeah, 1v3, that's always going to be tough for Aches to at least find 1. Not able to do so, but still a 4 life advantage. No ticks into B. And if Envy can hold true this round, get the first defensive win, and we'll take this map. The pressure now coming in for Heretics. The player's dead for Envy. Aches recognizing this pressure coming in from behind. War Machine is available to use, but he's not even going to have a chance to. There's now Heretics collapsing in over towards B. The first tick is in. Envy off spawn. Desperately trying to scramble over towards the zone. And Lightning was invested, so no more streaks for Hook. Finally, Envy can retake at least a little bit of control of the zone.
19 to 14. The struggle is here, and of course, you want to think about some specialists coming in. Apathy and Aches each have theirs. Silly does have the Vision Pulse. Of course, Sukri is creeping up on his, but Envy, they want this even with the life lead. Pop the TAC 5. Make sure you get this game win, and they're just going to do everything. Win the game here. Don't even play it, or play it safe, excuse me. Don't play it risky at all. That Vision Pulse should be quite a bit of help to them, but Hook does fall.
Is there enough time left for them to somewhat play around it? Well, that's a grapple, and Silly still wins the fight. It's a little scary towards the end, but 16 to 9, the life advantage, 34 seconds. 2 ticks is all they need. We saw Heretics do this before. Can they do it again? You need a clean 4 or 5 dead, but Aches has pulled out the War Machine. Trophies not down and no flak out, so Aches will get 2 kills for his efforts. Now Sukri flies in. Assault, he's pulled out the Tempest. Manages to connect with the first onto Lucky, but more kills coming in from his teammates. Silly cleans it up, and that is stellar control play from Team Envious. With just 4 lives left for Heretics, it is not going to happen. 13 for Team Envious. If you're Heretics, you're running into a Tempest of Assault. The War Machine, of course, from Aches. At this point, all you have to do is simply trade out the kills. Team Envious are 2-1 up in the series, gents.
Looking to finish a lot stronger than they started here in the Pro League. Envy seemingly turned things around, had a fantastic game, and well, Hook definitely gets some of the credit for the plays they made, but the team managed everything well. Big plays coming out from them, and what was a pretty competitive map overall, but now Heretics, they started out undefeated. Now they're facing falling to 5-2.
Yeah, I mean, you go 1-2 in the second week, which I don't think is bad at all. And the reason I said that to start the week was because of the strength of schedule they had for the first week. You compare that with some of the teams that they have to play in the second week. It's tough, man. It really is, especially with Envy getting at least a little bit of form. And going 1-2, it's not exactly like you did bad, right? You played well, and you're still sitting pretty towards the top side of Division B. But here's a quick glance at really how this one ended. Made a good point, of course. Envy, they sit back for a moment. They invest pretty much everything: the Vision Pulse, the War Machine, the Tempest, the Attack 5 boost, everything, just to win this round.
And then we can even backtrack to the very start of the round. They give up the A point for free, but they're saying, hey, we're going to trap them in, play for kills. As soon as the point get capped is when they make the swarm to go inside, because Aches had already found a pick as well. So you already have the pre-made pinch, and it's tough for Heretics to deal with the situation. After that game, they had like a 4 or 5 life advantage straight off the rip. And then Envy just never slowed down from there. And then, of course, hey, when you got Vision Pulse, Attack 5, and even the Tempest, it makes things quite a bit easier for you.
Definitely does. Running into a wall of specialists, and Heretics just not able to do it. Envy close it out the first defensive round when all of that control of that game 3 gives them a 2-1 advantage. And as we look forward, we know we got Gridlock as a game 4 and a game 5. The first hardpoint, though, was Heretics just running riot through Team Envious. More of the same back in Hardpoint?
I don't think, no. I expect it to be quite a bit more competitive, not necessarily for Envy to come out on top, but I don't think it's going to be Heretics doing the exact same thing they did. Because keep in mind what it took to make it happen. They had Journey running wild, Metals, excuse me, had a phenomenal game as well, and they're definitely capable of replicating that. But I just think it'll be closer. I do think Heretics does force the game 5, though.
Okay, well, 251-43 was game 1, but again, that scoreline a little more flattering towards Team Envious than you would think. It was way more one-sided than that, let me tell you. But now, Gridlock, game 4. Envy with the advantage, 2-1. Envy trying to turn relatively slow start, for them, by their standards at least, for the division. A round on their final day. Of course, all these games, big effect on seeding towards Fort Worth. I believe that will be shown at the end of the day. But Gridlock underway. And already P1 a massive contest fest, as you would expect. Hook with a double, looking for more. Luckery shuts him down. Sorry, Lucky gets a double.
Got the Luckery ICR duo off the rip that end up trying to come out on top. Of course, though, double ICRs are great for control early. But of course, you expect these players to make the switch later on as the hills kind of traverse. But a lot of contest time for the moment coming in. Method Sick goes on the flank. Can't finish the kill. Did well beyond 150 damage to two separate players, but no kills means Envy's happy to be able to surge in, retake control of the hill. And well, with how much time is left, Heretics don't want to push for that scrap time. They want to try to keep control, but Envy, they got two players coming in from the flank. They got two players coming in from the front. They're trying to win the gunfights and assault team kills, but looking for more. Eventually gets dropped, but Envy, they get the close spawn. Lucky is completely surrounded.
Yeah, he is. And Envy getting loud as well. Their call-outs. A little bit of energy injected into the Team Envious squad as they now sit 2-1 up in the series. For Lucky, still trying to control post. Charge comes through. App shuts him down. However, still neither team really getting full control of the hill. Finally, it seems like for Heretics, they have control of the back spawns, with a big reason behind that is Method Sick. You'll see just locking down mid-map. There's one. Can he find the second? No, he can't. Hook will trade. With 25 seconds left of your Envy, you may think maybe you send one player on a final push. Maybe not even that. Just rotate towards the new hill.
And honestly, that hill for me is basically because of Lucky. Again, I kind of called it out. He's completely surrounded, but he gets in a post. No one cleared that out. They even pushed for the back spawn that they already had. So a bit mismanaged coming out because, of course, Lucky was able to find 2 kills, I believe, before he eventually gets dropped. So a bunch of time going the way of Heretics, which they will be very happy with that. Of course, now on this hill, 3 players in the, or near and around the hill for Envy. Silly's going to fall. Now the guys inside are going to be doing it by themselves. Hugh has to go big here. He might have gotten some perfect timing as well to get behind players after he's now here for the trade, but Heretics was able to get inside.
We're just 40 seconds still of the tree hill. Envy still taking these fights up towards showers, and it's really just been very heavily contested. Every hill, really. No one's had a big chunk of control so far in either of the first 3 hills that we've seen. That's Sick now hitting the flank. Assault is pinned between himself and Journey. Assault will also fall. Heretics take control of maybe the final 20 seconds. And Envy ready and waiting on next.
Trying to take care of Apathy is Journey, able to do that seemingly with not too much issue. Does get traded, but while Envy is trying to catch these players rotating out of the old hill, all the players for Heretics just spawn up and run straight towards new. Of course, the spawns are going to be coming in favor of Envy. So they can afford to be a little bit more aggressive on these opening gunfights. They take down Suckery out top. Around the back is Method Sick, who gets found by Hoop. Takes care of him, and Journey's going to fall as well. Perfect opening break on this hill for Envy, who should be poised to take the lead. The question is, how much time can they get on the hill? Because they're going to need a lot, because a couple players playing pretty slow right now for the side of Heretics. You got Metals at 3 and 8, Method Sick at double negative as well. And if they start heating up just a little bit, Heretics might be able to storm in this game.
It's a big 4 down. It should have been 5, but Metals was able to take 2 down with him. Hook has already earned his Grav Slam, and we've been kind of highlighting his performance so far this series. 13 and 5 to start game 4. 125 away from streaks. Investus Grav Slam, he's 1000% earning another one if he does it quickly. And if he can earn some streaks off it, the better. Here it is. Grav Slam in 2. Lightning Strike and Hellstorm both earned. It's an opening which is instantly closed as Heretics fly over towards the hill, but the streak instantly invested. It's going to have to be hovered because Aches actually won the fights. Nothing but hit markers for the first Hellstorm that comes through. But you still have that Lightning Strike though if you are Hood.
And he'll take it. This is a ton of time going the way of Envy, and they should be able to get a lot more. More importantly, Aches getting some streaks of his own. And honestly, this just might be the dagger in the series. This is going to be a lot for Heretics to have to deal with. That Hellstorm as well. This is a vastly different Team Envy from what we saw on Frequency. They have warmed up in the series. Their Triggerfinger is feeling very nice, and well, Aches wants to rack up as many team kills in the Pro League as possible. Has one more notch under his belt, but maybe not too big of a deal because Assault has plenty of time to rotate towards New.
And you still have 2 streaks as well.
Anix might be able to get the gunship. Never mind.
No. The only person on Envy that's allowed to get gunships is Silly.
Well, Silly doesn't even want to try again. He got his one, so he takes it off, said, no more, I've done my job.
First to get it. And set a Miller record for himself as we now rotate over towards the second hill. Second rotation was pretty contest heavy in our first rotation. Neither team locking it down for a majority of time. Score 142-83 in favor of Team Envious as Metals will try and give Heretics as much time as possible. He slides out. I was wondering if he was going to go for it. 3 players from Envy, they're staring him in the face. Now it's time to try and trade out the kills, but Hook's not letting you trade anything. He finds 2. Silly drops. Hook's still alive in Sushi. Journey still stunned for an eternity. He will surely fall as Hook slides out to go for the trade, but there's 15 seconds left of hill time, and it will eventually fall to Heretics. It's not enough to see a lead change, but they're back in this game again.
This is pretty good time as well. I think if you're Envy, because Heretics is starting to kind of creep into things a little bit, you might want to use either the Lightning or the Hellstorm to try to help you out here, because you want at least 1 for that middle hill, but 1 should be all you need, and well, the War Machine's going to help, if not the score streaks as well, but X is hitting players, but they're just going to slide straight past, doesn't win the gunfight, and well, trades come in, but mostly in the favor of Envy for the moment. Method Sick though on the pinch, he's got 1 teammate behind him, gets the gravity slam, gets taken down before he can use it. And, well, Metals found himself in between a blue sandwich.
Yes, he did indeed. Hook hasn't slowed down, by the way. 24-10. He's about 3/4 of the way through to his second grab slam. Shows you just the pace he is playing at, the pressure he's putting on the map, just the overall score. For Methodsic, he only just earned his first. As Hook, with a couple more kills, will earn that second. He's been phenomenal here in this hardpoint. Streaks dropped. It's the Hellstorm. That's not really going to find anything. Scrap time went to Envy. 187, 128. Heretics, though, on the new hill. This now is where you have to win the following gunfights. You've got to put the pressure on Team Envious.
Ball and Apathy and Hugh are going to be the 2 guys working on it, trying to come in the back. And Method Sick, well, if Envy does break into the hill, he does have the gravity slam and might have to use it because Apathy winning gunfights while climbing up ladders. Metals, you expect to get taken down. He gets shot. Lucky, though, trying to make the big plays. Was able to find 2 with the Tempest. Has players inside the hill, which he cannot punch to death. But it should be Heretics able to stabilize eventually. Trying to hang in this game as best they can. Still down by about 40 points. But with 20 seconds left on board, they're going to be close. But keep in mind, Hugh still is a lightning strike, which is perfect for this first hill.
And that's the saving grace, right? If you're Envy, you can kind of stop the bleeding just by lightning striking first hill. And really trying to put pressure on Heretics. For Methodsic, Grav Slam's still available to use, but you expect to see that streak come in pretty much now. There it is. Hook not going to waste any time whatsoever. Now, can Heretics scramble? No, they can't. 1, 2, 3, 4 players, but it's a 2 and 2. 2 of his own teammates fall, and Hook himself has to fly into the hill.
Still do get control. Should be good to get a little bit of time. Methodsic just wants to use that early. If he had found 2, it might have been okay. And there's just an errant War Machine somewhere in this area, or sirens going off. I don't know what it is.
Sounds like a horror movie. It's a screech.
I guess it's gone now? I mean, thankfully, because, like, I'm not a fan of that. That's a little bit distracting.
A little obnoxious. Either way, Metals with 2.
And Heretics is fighting, man. They're keeping up. 12 seconds to go their way. They're right in this game. Despite the lightning strikes, despite the 4 streaks they've had to deal with, they have the full setup as next. It seemed like a game that had Envy written all over it. But Heretics never say die. Vision Pulse coming in from Silly to spot this information out. Should be 3 kills, but Methodsic, even before he falls, is able to take 1 with them. Metals just trying to buy his team time, and Assault's coming around the back, but he's just winning the gunfights. And Heretics, they're poised to be able to take this lead, Ben.
They are, indeed. Second hill. Sandwiches coming through, though. No one from Heretics actually spawned out. They still got back spawns, which is a little lucky for them. Now, surely the pressure that Silly put on, the fact that he won that gunfight against Journey, will force Heretics to spawn out. Envy looking to try and break. They will do so. For Envy, they cannot win here. Sucre close to some streaks of his own. Could that be the game changer? He needs to make sure he secures at least 2 kills. There's the first. The EKA comes through. He earns a lightning. Now looking for the Hellstorm as he tries to just slide straight out. Not sure how much help the Hellstorm could actually be towards the end of this game. We'll have to wait and see. But the final 9 seconds will go to Heretics, and boy, oh boy, is this going to be a good one to close things out. 232 to what? 228 as the rotation comes through. Envy have control of showers.
And you use the lightning strike to get them out of the hill, but they can always go in showers, so you call that in right away. But it's tough to say. They're probably not going to find anything. You got to get the kills, and Metals actually runs past, but it is a 1-for-1 split, and Heretics are in basically a tie game. They're going to take the lead. Envy has to flood in the front. That means Heretics, well, they can respond. Flood with flood, get inside the hill, but the kills go the way of Envy. They get that first break. Now they need to hold on.
It's as simple as that. Win the next wave of gunfights, you win the map. Metals with 1. Hoop there to instantly trade. He's had a game of his life. 38 and 18. Can he find anything else? No, he can't. Journey cuts him down, but his teammates are there. Envy survived the wave and shut down the best in Division B. A 3-1 victory over Heretics. And that is going to give them a ton of confidence heading into Fort Worth.
Yes, Envy more confidence. They took a little bit of the Vamos and try to carry that as far as possible. And you have to imagine, it cannot be understated how important this series is, because think about the week Envy had. If it goes poorly, you're thinking roster changes, they might self-destruct. It could have gotten bad, but they get some very big wins under their belt, which should be very nice for the team to have, as well stated by everyone and their mother.
Yeah, only took a, what, 39 and 16 performance from Hook in a game 4.
Not bad.
It was that close. I mean, we'll take a look now at our Scuff Gaming play of the game. It's the closing moments, really, here. You see Envy, they're first to showers, but they recognize they can't sit in the hill because they know Sucre has the lightning. He invests the lightning and gets a little unfortunate there with the team kill, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. But you have to think, if Metals was still alive, how would the following of fights have gone? For Method 6, he's desperately just trying to stay alive as long as he possibly can. He gets shot from showers, Envy break, then it's all about winning the next gunfight's chance. Hold and you win the map.
Yeah, and of course now it's a point where Heretics, you can see only 2 guys even near the hill, and like the nade's going to be helpful, but there's just too many bodies for Envy. Even after that lightning strike gets called in, players for Heretics were so concerned about the flank that they eventually just got overwhelmed. They didn't have enough numbers inside showers, which incredibly tough play call to make, because you use the lightning, someone might flank, but either way, Envy secure the game that they definitely should win with how many streaks they got.
Yeah, definitely. 3-1 victory for Team Envious over Heretics. Is everything from myself and Chance for today. We sent it down to Jess, who has our PlayStation Instant Reaction with my MVP of the week, Silly.
Thanks, Ben. Before this match, Ix said something to me about, it's a matter of making sure we can secure the first map. That'll give us the confidence and the energy to carry us through the rest of the series. So how were you able to get that confidence and energy despite dropping map 1?
Even though we dropped map 1, we had a lot of confidence coming in from our match yesterday, and we had a perfect map set. We matched up really well with Heretics, and we were super confident going into the rest of the series.
So looking at the Pro League as a whole, why have we seen seemingly such a different Envy this week as compared to last week?
I mean, all it is we just started closing out maps. We stopped choking, and we definitely should be 6-1, but I guess 3-4 is the best we can get right now.
You guys are on a hot streak right now, doing very well. How are you going to make sure you can keep that up for CWL Fort Worth?
We're just going to work on closing maps. We're going to practice on the certain maps we can't seem to finish, and hopefully be a better team going into Fort Worth.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction, and we'll be right back after this quick break.
The Call of Duty World League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official beverage of the CWL. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the CWL. And TCL, America's fastest growing TV brand.
Game Fuel. Level up the game.
Welcome back to the desk, where we did just see Envy manage to pull out a 3-1 win over Heretics. I'm your host, Katie Bedford, joined again by Nameless, Joe, and Study. Now, Nameless, right off the bat, in terms of Envy, what were you expecting that?
I mean, I wasn't expecting them to win that comfortably in the last 3 games, but I will say I think that
what's changed?
I think their speed has gotten a lot better. We've seen Aches and we've seen Assault having a decent amount of interactions on the last 2 respawns. I saw Aches, he had more interactions than Apathy and Hook at one point, and I was like, okay, so you know he is speeding up a little bit. And that was one of the big concerns on the players on Envy, was they felt like people weren't baiting for them and stuff like that. And you know, watching them play that series, it sort of reminds me of Luminosity in Division A, right? Like in the beginning, they were just trash. They weren't able to close out games. We saw some signs of greatness of Envy, you know, early last week, where they were getting to the end and they just weren't able to close out games. And now we're seeing them actually be able to close out these games. We're seeing the superstar performance out of Hook, who is your superstar, exactly what you need out of him, and the supporting cast playing well as well. We saw Apathy have a pretty good series. You know, Assault was doing pretty decent, and those are the guys you really want to focus on if you're an Envy fan. Those are the 2 guys that, you know, need to step up, as well as Aches. Those guys need to be performing consistent for this roster to play well, and on all 3 of those maps, they played amazing, starting with that 6-1, I believe, or 6-2 dominant search and destroy.
Hugh on this map was unbelievable for me. He made an outstanding play. I just had to call him out for it. Metals was on the opposite side. He ran into showers and grab spike 2 of them, journey turn around and dash punch Hugh. But then off respawn, Hugh realized that there was going to be 3 players that were going to be pushed through their base because they immediately decided to rotate to the B site. Once he realized that, he just stood there on top roof, just let 3 players go in front of him, killed the last guy, eventually went and proceeded on to the point, got his kills, used his grab spike to stay alive, and basically single-handedly captured that B flag by himself.
His grab slams were on point this series. Like, the best place, in my opinion, to use it on Gridlock is in that middle area of the map, in Hardpoint at least, and pick up like 2 to 3 pieces. And, you know, somehow he was just working on streaks every time he got to that hill, and he would grab slam over, pick up a 2-piece, and pick up the rest of his streaks. So, you know, definitely amazing gameplay out of Hook, and you know, smart plays as well using this.
I mean, he's not only doing it in the respawns, right? Like, you just see he's 37-18. Even yesterday in their match against United, like, it was just him in Search and Destroy, where he's putting over double digits. Like, the guy, it's tough sometimes, right, to always be in the right positions for timings to go your way in S&D. But once you find that rhythm that he's found, he doesn't have to be a superstar in game 1 if he's going to play like that in game 2. And then we can just see from then on out, like, he just explodes throughout the series.
Now, Joe, is it fairly common to kind of see a handful of teams start out strong and peter off toward the end, and then the Envies perhaps and the Denials that start poorly and kind of have that upswing?
I would say for a team like Heretics, I guess you're wondering, right? For a couple of teams who maybe they dropped off their last couple of games.
Like
maybe
Splice or Heretics, perhaps.
Maybe teams have just figured Heretics out, right? Like there's a lot of people who, you know, when you talk Heretics, they don't practice against North American teams. They hardly compete against them. They hardly play against them online. So when they come into the Pro League, yes, these guys are talented, but they do have like a shtick, right? Like what are they doing that we aren't doing? You know, maybe it's the map vetoes. People have figured out where they're strong. You can see that teams are starting to adjust to Heretics, but it's also when guys like Hook are playing at that level, Metals, Journey, Lucky aren't being superstars. We saw in map 1 where they do go off. Like they were absolutely smoking Envy. You could just see in the score. But as soon as they slow down a little bit, it's almost like they're human once again.
Now, I wonder, Study, then, do you think perhaps going off what Joe said that maybe Heretics might be following in Splice's footsteps at this point, maybe kind of just going on that downward swing?
No, I feel like Heretics were just playing like to their comfortability the entire time. Eventually, as they go into Fort Worth, they're going to try to probably expand their map vetoes and stuff like that. I feel like they're just going to more prepare because they're going to be playing more teams than just the teams here. Dallas is going to have teams from Division A and teams from Division B, so they have to learn more. Obviously, they're going to be able to adapt and change a couple things up depending on who they play.
Now let's bring up our national qualifiers. We do have some information we want to share with you. Of course, the spots are still available for those tournaments. The winners will get travel and accommodations to CWL Fort Worth Open Bracket. Registration closes in a few hours. If you want to be there, you need to sign up now. Of course,